Hello, everyone. Karen Roby here with Chris Matizik for ZDNet. Chris, it's been a while since we talked. Busy life, right? We're catching back up, which I love to do, and it's perfect timing because this is a good follow up time to the last time we talked. And your last experience was interesting about actually getting to go in person and buy your new phone. So we want to know how's it ended up.
Do you really want to know that, Karen? Okay, if you really want to know that.
Yes,
Honestly,
we know.
my instinct was to talk about how Microsoft Teams spies on you day and night the minute you use it and records everything you do, even the fact that meetings are spontaneous or not and what have you. But no, I want to start this year on an optimistic note, or a relatively optimistic note. So I have a question for you. Have you ever had a relationship, Karen, where you knew it was kind of utilitarian, you knew it was sort of okay, but you knew it ultimately wasn't going to go anywhere?
Yes, absolutely. I have at least one, probably more.
At least one, probably one. That sounds like six. Okay, so so here was I for 2 years with my iPhone XR, I'm sorry, 10R, and it was nice enough. Honestly, it was nice enough. But after a while, when you're with a phone, after a while, the little things begin to either annoy you or you realize they're just not perfect. You're at oneness with the phone is sort of at 1.5. It's not really at one. And so, my 10R was a little heavy and the rounded edges, and it was a bit wider than my hands were happy with. And so I found, because sometimes I don't know about you, I lie in bed and I've got my phone in one hand and I've got one eye shut.
Yep.
And, I'm reading my emails with the other eye, and even Face ID can now identify my one eye. And my hand began to hurt because this thing was just a little bit heavier, a little bit wider. And even though I'm double jointed, and I really am double jointed, it began to create a little bit of strain. And so, as we spoke last time, I went to an Apple store and had a lovely shopping experience because of, thanks to COVID, as it were, I had a whole table and a whole salesperson all to myself for as long as I wanted. And so she sold me on the iPhone 12 on the premise that this was the most similar one to the 10R. And I'm not the smartest, so I just said, okay. And I bought it. And I bought it principally because it had a pretty blue color as well. Now, here's the thing. We're about 6 or 7 weeks in. And I think this relationship might last a little bit. And I always find that a little bit frightening. But here's the thing with the iPhone 12. It's just that little bit narrower. So it fits just slightly more comfortably in my hands. And it's a nice feeling that your arm and your hand don't hurt quite as much when you're one-handed and one-eyed, as I so often am. And so that was the first thing. And then the next thing is that it's the square edges. So long that the iPhones had those round, it was always a bit sort of cuddly and friendly, supposedly, but actually, people told me it was easier to hold the rounded edges. No, I actually prefer these square edges. It's a little bit of a harking back to iPhone 5. Maybe I've just got some kind of lockdown delusional syndrome, but I'm actually finding it kind of a nice phone to be with. So, and then I don't care that much about cameras. I mean, a little bit, but it's quite clear the 12 takes pictures that are really, really much, much better than the 10R. And did I mention it's a very pretty blue? And suddenly I'm finding, I never use a case. I think it's sacrilege to use a case. I think it's actually personally offensive to see anyone with a case.
I can't even stand the look of someone not having a case. It makes me nervous. I want to.
Okay, I'm about to make you nervous, Karen. Here is my phone. No case.
Nope.
Zero case. It is caseless. I am without case. I have always been. No, what the hell is that?
And a turtle. It's got a turtle on it. You have to have a case. You have to have a case. Okay.
No, it's aesthetically displeasing to the point of being nauseating. No, I will not do this. So anyway, so here's this thing, this object that to me looks quite pretty. And I'm finding I'm treating it with kind of a weird reverence. Instead of maybe throwing it down somewhere, I'm placing it gently, I'm picking it up gently, and yes, I may be going insane, but I'm, I'm actually finding that somehow it makes me feel as if whoever designed this particular phone took a little bit more care
Right.
than whoever designed the 10R. And here's the kicker for me, is that this phone actually cost me less than the 10R. And
Uh-huh.
so you have a situation where not only do you like it a lot more, but it actually costs you a lot less. So there are my positive emotions for the start of the year. Do you have any, Karen?
That is a win-win for you, Chris. I
For
mean,
me, yeah.
it fits well in your hand. The price is a little bit less, and you feel good about it. And I like that you weren't fearful of committing. You really committed to this, it sounds like.
Well, I committed. I'm in hope that it'll last more than the 2 years that the 10R did. Because some relationships just, it's not going to last. And the
No.
10R, I kind of knew it, that
Yeah.
it wasn't going to be forever.
Right.
Even when I bought it, I wasn't full of glorious enthusiasm. This one, though, I mean, what if it lasts, I'm going to say it, 3 years? I mean,
Ah,
that would be, that would be quite something, wouldn't it? Imagine if we're here in 3 years' time.
I can
And
imagine.
but I'm on the beach somewhere and you're happily retired. And we're we're talking about the fact that I still have
Have
an
it, right?
iPhone 12.
Yes,
How
yes. Because
how weird would that be? You see, most technology is designed to kind of become obsolete and get a bit grotty after a year or two
right.
because they want to sell you a new one all the time. And now they have all those plans that you can even upgrade. Isn't that what they call it? Upgrade every year.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Normally on a plane, if you have an upgrade, you don't pay for it, right?
Right.
Whereas here we have upgrades and they want another $750.
Yeah, they do. But did you did notice the difference in the camera. I've heard that a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Basically, me, I just take random photographs because I'm basically random about most things.
Mhm.
And it's only afterwards you look at the photograph or you send it to someone and you go, oh, that was actually quite a nice photograph.
Right. Yes.
So the other day we had takeout. It was my birthday, and the restaurant, the lovely La Chicha restaurant, gave me a present, a little cake with a candle inside.
Mhm.
And you actually lit the candle. I took a photograph of it. It's really very pretty, even though it's in a cardboard box. And so it can take lovely pictures of something in a cardboard box. I'm going to be grateful.
Yeah, absolutely you will be. And I think it's there's some people that hey, every 2 years they want something new, even if there's not much of a change. But I will say I find it interesting though that the feeling of the edges to you, I'm looking at mine with the rounded edges, of course. I
Mm.
can't say that I've ever given that much thought. That's
Well,
interesting.
because you put it in a case, Karen.
Well, yeah, you're right.
It's
You're right.
you besmirch the beautiful design with a $20 piece of plastic. This is morally wrong.
Well, I do have 3 kids. So the problem is someone's grabbing it or they have their own and you know how that goes. So we have we have had to visit many times to get screen protectors and all that jazz. Uh, but I do think it's interesting. You saved a little money. Something like that was a nice new feature for you, with the different edges, and you can have your one eye closed and look at it, and all is well, right?
No, it's about my best level of functioning right now. So,
Well, we've been in lockdown a long time, Chris. Well, I hope that this relationship lasts at least 3 years for you. That would be phenomenal.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. All right. Well, we appreciate all of you being here with us. Of course, much more on Chris's buying experience, many of those, and so many other articles on ZDNet. And happy belated birthday to you, Chris.
Thank you very much, Karen.
Most certainly. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching.